Yep, wearing number 1 for Saracens is one of the most talented ball-playing props on the planet. If Mako Vunipola can do his day job in the scrum and produce his A game in the loose, it's not just Big Brother Billy we'll be talking about at full time. For Racing 92, Joe Rokothoko has been rolling back the years. Leicester struggled to handle the timing and angles of interventions in the semi-final. Along with one, Imhoff, Racing have a potential pair of match winners raiding off those wings.
Nigel Owens all smiles. For him, a 5th final in the season when he took charge of the World Cup final, when the man alongside him, Dan Carter, was, of course, man of the match. And the great man swaps World Rugby's major occasion for the Northern Hemisphere's Premier Cup final. And what a setting we have for it. Spanking new stadium, France versus England, Racing 92 versus Saracens. Taken by Duncan Taylor as Carter got us underway. So important, these opening moments, as all players, regardless of their experience, seek to settle themselves into the match. And taken by Mako Vunipola. Chance for Saracens maybe to move it. Brits turns the other way. Billy Vunipola. Wigglesworth. And Ashton after this. Brice Dulin. He's covered a lot of metres in the competition. Only Charles Piatow of Wasps in front of him. And that count. So watch out for Dulin from full back. All about this man, Carter. Good. And Taylor again. Now such an integral part of not just this Saracen side, but Scotland as well. Boot came through. And Cruz wasn't expecting that.
He really wasn't expecting that from Owen Farrell. It's an error there after some decent kicking early on in the game. Ball spills out, Cruz isn't even looking there. Farrell's frustrated, I think, as much with himself as anyone. First kick from Richard Wigglesworth, a very good one. You're going to see plenty of box kicks from him. Dulin didn't handle that. First kick from Daniel Carter, very different style, much longer with the chase of the Racing 92 defence. Expect that sort of kick in battle. High and regain, that's the way Saracens want to go. Long and press from Racing.
Opposite number to Wigglesworth is Maxime Machinot, and he will put into this scrum.
Such a dangerous man to Saracens. He plays brilliantly around the fringes of the scrum. Key carrier for Racing.
Here's Carter. Wasn't the best. Wilson, the South African, in midfield. Be too happy with the service there.
Well, if Owen Farrell was slightly frustrated with himself throwing that ball to George Cruz, he'll feel an awful lot better seeing Dan Carter. Nervous, maybe. Sloppily, definitely. He does have a habit sometimes of just fading off the pass. Definitely that one's against Carter and not Hooson, the South African.
4 Super Rugby titles with the Crusaders. Wigglesworth's turn to put in, and that scrum is going nowhere apart from to ground.
That's going to be an interesting battle. Racing 92 have not been great in the quarter-final against Toulon, where they expected to dominate, or the semi-final against Leicester. And here against Saracens, Brits identified for coming down, and Machineau is going to be the man to kick, which tells you Carter is making sure he's ready to play in the game, but he might not be 100% because it's clearly within Dan Carter's range, and that is clearly maybe a slip, but a worrying scrum for Saracens.
Well, when he has kicked in the competition, it's gone well, as you can see. Gone very well, just the one miss. But of course, he's been carrying that injury. I asked him about it yesterday, and he said, look, just manage my game time these days and preparation for it. And part of managing his time within the game is to let Machineau have a crack, and he misses with his first attempt.
Well, Machineau was right out on the wire, wasn't he, in that quarter-final in Paris against Toulon. Missed a sitter before, he came back and he kicked his team to victory. Outstanding player, but I think Saracens will be thinking, hey, Dan Carter's not kicking. If we have to give penalties 45, 46 metres out, boys, we can do so.
Farrell will be kicking it, he restarts, and Ashton there. Great chase. And Saracens have won it. Wigglesworth goes for the kick in behind. Sits up for Dulin. This is Goods. Runs into his own man, Etoge there. Wrestling a long way from the action. He waves it on. Vunipola, the ball-carrying Vunipola, is such a feature of this Saracens of an England side too. Ashton trying to work his way back to international colours. And this is a great stage. Etoge.
Decoy Vunipola. Etoge takes brilliant.
Farrell. As Rhodes. Try score in the semi-final. Played very well indeed all round the game. And that's good chasing there. Wiles and Taylor.
That's wily play from Saracens. Billy Vunipola was the decoy. Before that, you see Ashton's chase of the restart. It was a tremendous timing on the kick. Billy Vunipola goes right to inside, and then there he is, Etoge, hard on Wenceslas Loré. Loré's been a fine player there. And Farrell closes the move off with a very clever kick, just to force the territory that Mark McCall was talking about pre-kick-off.
Looks like Loré's shaking it off.
Really good though the way that Billy Vunipola was used as a decoy in field, and then the bulk of Etoge going straight into that middle area.
Loré rejoins the pack at the line-out. Goes back to the finals Biarritz days in 2010. What's that? The French final. Billy Vunipola told to use it, and he did straight away. As captain Brad Barrett. The Saracens get inside that wrestling 22 Brits. Not for long though, that is aggressive defence. Only conceded one try in the first half of their games in this competition this season, Racing. You see why. Try the chip again. Ashton's lurking here. Ashton trying to get on the end of it, and so too Taylor.
I think Chris Ashton knocked that forward with his left hand. It's a very clever kick from Owen Farrell yet again.
Yes, okay. Sign. Check to me, time out. It wasn't
deliberate. Yeah, I think Ashton's knocked that through. I was wondering.
Yeah. If he tries to knock it back and across, not a problem. But
Simon McDowell is the television match official, taking a look at this.
Watch the left hand. That angle's very hard to tell, but I think, watching it live, I thought he just batted that one forward, thinking maybe I'll get a scrum five. No, it's a fair contact with Dulin. It's even better for Saracens.
what are you doing here? Excuse me. Time out, excuse me.
French coverage is showing the replay, but we have a little incident.
Time for the captains.
No, you are not allowed to come to speak to me when I'm sorting issues out. If I need to speak to you, I'll come and call you. or when the time is right, I'll gladly speak to you. When I'm looking at decisions, you don't come in and you stay out as well.
I agree with you.
No, you listen. Do not come in. Both of you, off you go, please.
It's a big decision,
Knock
you
back
know.
by Blue. Scrum 5.
Ashton thrust the arm
Red
out,
ball.
comes off Doolan, and instead of being either a 22,
That's correct, Nigel.
Time will come on when I call it.
it's the right hand of Doolan, I think, there. I think Simon McDowell has got that right. Ashton's left hand goes for it. The 5 metre scrum seems about right on the balance of those replays. Now, penalised first scrum. Wigglesworth will want a lot more solidity now.
Fine.
Saracens will take it. Solid again. How can they get at least the heel and avoid the collapse? Well, they do the latter and win the penalty.
Here's a call. Tight game. Do you go for 3 points? Yes, Saracens are not worried about try bonus points today, as we see Ben Tamifuna penalised there. Farrell, 7 out of 7 in the quarters, vulnerable in the semis, but he's got a penalty and every opportunity, be it Chris Ashton on the wing or Farrell's boot, needs to be taken. Toje pumped.
Well, we saw Dan Carter's kicking record, even though we haven't seen Carter as a kicker in this match. That's where Owen Farrell's at. Overall, he stands at 72% for the competition. Somebody had a really good quarter-final. 2 misses in the semi-final, but we know that when the pressure is on, and his dad will know as well, that his son really does step up and deliver. And it's certainly on his shoulders this evening in Lyon. But maybe the pressure starts to show.
Tight game. Maxi Machino has missed 1 kick. Farrell has nailed one 7 metres from touch. Could that be the difference? Good start for Saracens.
As the game goes on, then the heat will get greater. But at the moment, Farrell in total control. Wigglesworth. Rain starting to come down again. Lyon pulls it out of those raindrops. Rokethopka, another with a Super Rugby title in the wrestling ranks. The Blues in Auckland. Zarzewski, to say when he ran on for the captain's run yesterday, he looked far from fit. And they've got him out there, and with 83 caps, and the team's leader. That's getting really heavy now. Machino. Oh, that's good from Blitzner Toje.
Release.
Goes Fraser with the tackle. Both blocks having a go. Van Wilson now. Tamifuna comes out the side. Boot in from Brits. Zarzewski. It's getting difficult. Slippy ball now. Off. Looks for space. Nearly found it. Charteris goes in and just creates a way. Right in there. Machino. And again the scrum half. Really making any great progress here.
Very difficult in these conditions, but they're wearing down Saracens at the moment. That's a good drive from Racing, it really is.
Zarzewski. And lower it goes. That was going to be difficult at close quarters to take it. Old bar is soap at the moment, and Wigglesworth gets it away. Now who's covering this for Saracens? Oh, it's good. And he just got there. And the referee will bring them back. Ball went forward.
Well, Richard Wigglesworth knew that there was a knock-on. He knew it was only milliseconds before the ball came his way, so he just flicked it backwards. Good has to make that clattering intervention there on Bryce Doolan, otherwise the full-back's away. We've talked about Good and what a balanced runner he is, but Doolan's a threat.
Quickly to gain. I think Scott's got a little bit more on how the ball went out.
We need a hook for the ball, please. We need a hook for the ball. I know you worked hard last time, but don't put the pressure on because that's why you came down. Keep the pressure up, okay?
And they were complaining about it.
Keep the effort.
As I said, Saracens quite happy to take it.
It's just one of those. It's a subjective thing, isn't it? Simon Dowell sees exactly the same picture as Scotty, and he just sees a French hand knock that ball backwards.
Cameras above the clouds. Right, messing the scrum, it might work for Racing here, and their supporters find their voices.
Carter's down, he's been levelled.
Yeah, just behind the ruck. Racing see their star 10 now get back to his feet. Ball is with Wigglesworth. Farrell trying to get something on that to relieve the pressure. Oh, that's right in the corner. No wonder he's sprinting after that, Doolan.
He is a handful. It's a cracking scrum again.
It's not an issue this time, as they're not going to take
Racing putting Saracens under pressure. Carter catches a clattering right arm there from Brad Barrett and goes down, but what a kick from Doolan. In a day when there's going to be a lot of kicking, there will not be a better kick than that out of hand. Saracens now, the rain coming down, it's slippery. Do they go to the front? Rhodes there, Itoje, make it safe. They do.
They do with Itoje.
Okay. Jesus! No!
Someone's turned the tap off. Rain was so heavy there. It's still coming down, but not quite as intensely. There's a little pulse in it. While Surrey carries on, it gets confusing for the players. It's torrential at times. Sarzeski can't hold on to it. Ashton goes hunting again. Houston puts the slide in.
Vantage over!
Nice offload from Imhoff to Machino. Sarzeski, he's lost it 2 or 3 times. It is desperately difficult. There's Van der Merwe on the floor.
Et après on joue autour, gardez l'axe boule. Gardez l'axe boule. Gardez l'axe boule si on peut.
Paul, as we watch Sarzeski losing the ball with Brad Barrett making another tackle, I just wondered your thought. It's absolutely bucketed down there. Calling the line out. Is this weather going to change the way you're calling it? Are you going to narrow it, come nearer to the front, or do you think we can play through this?
Paul, I think the ball boys are French.
That was a superb line out from Saracens, 5 metres from their own line. Doolan had driven them into the corner, and you know, you can go to Itoje, 21 years of age, but he's like an old veteran, rock of ages. He gets up at the front and you just don't move him.
What we call clearing through the rain.
Oh, it's not biblical, but
Crouch.
We've got the sun lotion out the far side. Of course, McCall denied the chance to play in the final back in 1999 by injury,
No,
neck
it's
injury
slippery.
at the time.
Just get the legs underneath us stronger, okay?
For Ulster, as a
Both sides,
player,
please. Step back to the man.
inching ever closer to the title with Saracens. Runner-up 2 years ago in Cardiff.
Nigel Owen now has to think about the fact that Racing have got the drive on at a couple, but it's also very slippery. Difficult to interpret the scrum at the moment, the surface being so slippery.
Scrum's gone down again, penalty again.
He is perfect. Fine is perfect. You slip your knees and went down. Get your feet strong underneath you. I asked for the first scrum of you. Get your feet stronger.
It was one of
down.
the big worries for Saracens. Mako Vunipola, brilliant in the early part of the year when he had Jamie George hooking for him. Schalk Britt is a wonderful rugby player, but he's a man. I'll just hear Nigel Owens
There
here.
is nothing to discuss. Clearly dropped to his knees. Get his feet underneath him stronger. I asked him to scrum before. Yes, sir. Get it right.
And Houston's going for this, he's going for the shot at goal.
I'm just saying, Britt scrummages almost as if he wants to get out and do his brilliant stuff in the loose. And I think Saracens will be pleased that Jamie George is on the bench looking at this first 18 minutes or so. Long range from Houston. The key here is that left foot. Does it stay? Does it slip?
He's kicked the longest kick in the competition this season, and he has kicked another here in the final. Supreme shot from the South African.
Get it right, but he leaves the field.
Well, so much for giving penalties away because Maxime Machineau won't be able to get them from 45 metres. Go back another 10, and they've got a South African who will nail them. Wonderful kick.
Taken by Imhoff.
Hands away!
4 tries for him in the tournament, and he is certainly one of the danger men through that breakaway in the quarter-final victory against champions Toulon. Machineau. Pressure from Saracens, but Carter away.
That was composed from Dan Carter. Bouncing ball there, slippery conditions. Carter never took his eye off the ball, didn't worry about the Wolfpack baying in his direction, and just finds a really good, safe 35-metre clearance.
Saracens run every game on route to this stage. Since we went to the modern format, no side has gone through the whole of the competition with a 100% record to the trophy. Barrett. Saracens look to do exactly that. Wigglesworth. Prince again. Mako Vunipola. There's his brother Billy. A little juggle, but he takes it on. Wigglesworth to Farrell. There's a hand in, but it's fallen for Rhodes. Through the decoy that time. The second row partner was a Toje. Clear out good from Saracens. Well, it got them the ball, and Wigglesworth went for the kick pass. In comes Rokafoko. Plenty of Saracens men there to cover, but it's a very useful interception for Racing. His defence was up to the task again. Machineau didn't really get that where he wanted it. Falls to American international Wiles, and then he scored. Oh, what a stack that is from the Saracens fullback. Here comes Farrell. Wigglesworth again. Racing a man down here inside the Saracens half. And Makavunapola takes it on.
I think it's fullback, Miles, so there could be space.
It is, yeah. They're trying to cover. Well, he gets the boo, but it's worth a go.
Not a lot of quick ball coming out. There's the speculative kick. And after it comes the intercept.
It's Machino who was down. Lyon was actually getting back for the drop goal, and he looks not quite there. So we watch the replay. There he is, Machino, who's being led from the field for a head injury assessment. And as he goes, and Mike Phillips comes on, let's join Graham Simmons, who's with Alex Sanderson of the Saracens.
Time on!
Inventive breakout from Racing in their own 22.
Somebody's calling my ear, stop the game, you've been knocked out. Was he out, George? Gone. He needs to go overhead, he was out, gone.
George Clancy has stepped in there saying that he saw Skulk Brits
Sam, have a look at the possession you're allowed
to the head to the point where he thought he was knocked out. So Brits with a shake of the head goes off, and on comes Jamie George. So we lost two players for a head injury assessment, Machino and Brits.
I'm just checking who was in possession. I think it was Black. You there, Simon?
Well, I thought Jamie George would have a massive role to play in this game in the last 20 minutes. There you can see Brits goes down as he attempts to tackle Dumoulin.
Okay. Right, okay. We're going
Bad
to go
technique
Black
there.
Possession last, okay?
Jamie George comes on, and with Alex Sanderson saying we need to win Nigel Owens round, maybe the great big strong scrummaging Englishman in the front row will make the difference.
He's come back ahead of schedule from that bicep injury. He suffered at the start of March.
An hour
doing well to get back. There's some action in the run-up to this final.
An hour at Worcester, though, is a long way, isn't it, from an hour here in Lyon?
It's more than Saracens had. And immediately, maybe because of George, Saracens have the penalty at the scrum. That is some impact.
Mark McCall think at 10 minutes time, if the scrums are still going well, stay where we are. I suspect not yet, but it's an interesting call. I mean, wet, slippery conditions, Sanderson said it, you know, it's so important on a day like this. I mean, if you can get the penalties there, close range you get the points, if you're long range you get the territory. Both the things crucial.
George slips, tries to get the back on his feet though. Saracens look to set up the drive, but Wigglesworth is excavating. Still caught in possession. That'll do for Saracens.
Eddie Benarou's penalised for being too slow away. It's disappointing there from the Racing perspective. The first part they did brilliantly. The Saracens line-out is very slick, but Racing are getting in great body positions to stop them getting any drive on. But then the loose head prop is penalised, and Farrell he really should be kicking this. Charteris, such a clever operator in scrums, in mauls. Wigglesworth won't want to be throwing too many passes like that, looping away. There's Eddie Benarous, wrong side, no attempt to move away.
This just a little bit easier than his first attempt. Flags up again for Owen Farrell. He took on Johnny Wilkinson in the final 2 years ago. Today he takes on Dan Carter. This deals in legends in Champions Cup finals. But he's looking to make his own name here in European rugby history, in Saracens history, and that is a very accurate start for England's Tyro. Came off Cruz.
That's a rarity. So strong in the air. George Cruz loses that ball. Line out for Racing. Dan Carter's range again. Little chips. There was a beauty for the 22 for Chartres catch. And again, there's always pressure on. Always pressure on. See how Imhoff intelligently lets it go. Thinks we'll take the line off.
He had the option there, Racing. Go for the line. He made the choice. Ball boy in action.
As dry as Paul O'Connell would like.
Sanzesti. Phillips just happy to get the forwards involved at the end of the tap for LaRue to have a go. There he is. Slow ballers. Picked up by Chartres. Phillips not remotely interested in that, the scrum half allowing Saracens that time. Now he passes. Little chip is meant for Imhoff. Wigglesworth will have to react well here. Doesn't want to carry over, but he's also got to be aware of the winger right behind him. And he did it really well, the scrum half.
You've just got one hand on the ball and you're not playing it nicely anymore.
Let's hear from Will Greenwood. Will. Got the message now, though. And we're hearing from the changing room area that Maxime Machineau will stay off the field. Mike Phillips now permanent replacement. That's gone forward, but it might lead to a whole lot more because Rokethoko has got to go back here and do a Wigglesworth, but he does have to play it before that try line. Support in numbers. One of them, Phillips, and he just puts the ball out, safety first.
Great chasing again from Saracens. They're really determined just to put the territorial press on. As Dan Carter loses that ball and then Rokethoko goes back, and the All Black does absolutely brilliantly. There are two Saracens there. Other end of the field, another intelligent kick from Hooson, who started well. Just goes a fraction too long, but very calm, controlled play. Wigglesworth heads around all the time, and he's got his body in a position. Imhoff's never getting round him.
Through the hands of Rhodes, but it's okay for Saracens. At least for now, although Nigel Owens has a good view of it coming back on the Racing side. Phillips. Good. And slipped another. And Farrell puts his foot down. He's been inside the challenge. Billy Vunipola did well to turn out of that tackle. There's Wigglesworth. Benarous. Turnover ball. Racing encouraged to go. There's good, some space. And he's found it, skidding it off this surface. Intelligent, tactical play.
Yeah, Johnny, slippery old conditions down there. Your view on Dan Carter and Owen Farrell and how they're dealing with conditions and running this show?
So did really well there to carry the ball away as Johnny was talking. And Saracens did really well to somehow dive on it on the floor and grab it back.
Advantage offside.
Toe to toe, aren't they? And that is Ashton going right through the middle. Chris Ashton trying to get on the end of it. Twice he's come close now.
It's another good kick from Owen Farrell. It just backs up what Johnny Wilkinson was saying there. Farrell's just changing the point of attack here, really turning Racing. That was a clever little chip. Brilliant work at the turnover. Little reverse chip there, and Ashton actually just gets shoved out of the way by Charteris, but he's never getting there. Doolan just eases across Chris Ashton.
Advantage was being played, so penalty to Saracens. It's still not a bad result from that attack.
It's the sort of day when you love a try, but you'll be quite happy with 3 points.
You see Jamie George again later in the game, and his early introduction was a pleasing one for him and his team. Brits back on the field, Farrell from 9-3. That was only going one place from Owen Farrell.
I think he'll be pretty pleased, Mark McCall, with the last 5 minutes or so. Cracking turnover. Farrell is calm today. We've talked about, can he maintain the composure of Carter in the big stage? He's playing a beauty at the moment.
And he's talked about that himself this week, about wanting to emulate the great man on that particular count.
Stay back.
Wigglesworth takes so much responsibility, takes the heat off him with that left boot of his a lot.
Kicking beautifully in practice here yesterday. Really well, Richard Wigglesworth. Great asset to his side. Marseille, 37 years old tomorrow.
Great tackle, Billy Vunipola. Then his brother.
Vuna pushed back. Sarzeski takes on Phillips. That was Dumoulin. It's a big lump in the centre. Does exactly what he says on the tin. It's Lorre. The Frocos come in field. Phillips again. Loose from Carter. Not too much damage done. A couple of those. Rokothoko. Well, he lost his legs as Itoje went through. Some of the crowd didn't like it. It was well retrieved by Charteris. Cruz is seen off there. Racing getting a bit of momentum now. Sarzeski. Phillips has to ease away. bit of a slugfest so far this match.
It's a bit of the old Toulon keep ball of old that Wilco was talking about before the match here.
There's the Toulon man of old, Marceau, bringing it to Chartres. Saracens nearly lingered too long there. And referee Owens has penalised Saracens, which is a very easy kicking opportunity for Racing in front of the post. They try and catch Saracens asleep.
Ruck was there, scrum half, hand is on the ball, don't put him in until you lift the ball off the ground.
Hewson, there's none more dangerous than him at the moment. He thought there was an opportunity.
The ball has to be off the ground for you to put him in.
Referee just explaining there that the penalty was awarded because Phillips hadn't actually taken the ball to where it's still on the ground, and therefore the sideline was broken.
He's a man who knows it. Well, a couple of men who know a bit about winning Heineken Cups. Brian O'Banner, Brian O'Driscoll.
Just as we thought the final kick, the last one was inevitable. Same feeling surrounds this one. Wilson, well, he can get them from inside his own half. He's not the missing from underneath the post. And the Racing flags wave as their side cut the gap to 3 points again as we approach half-time.
He's looked a danger, Johannes Goosen. He really has all game, whether kicking, running, belting balls 59 metres. Another good kick and another excellent chase from Chris Ashton.
Phillips will sail Sharks player next season in this competition. Lost by Benarous. Referee blows.
This game is difficult enough to be the referee without you shouting knock-ons and stuff behind my back. I hear you again, I'll be penalising you.
Does not appreciate that kind of intervention, Nigel Owens, and he'll lose patience very quickly.
Time out.
In the end, Atoje and Billy Vunipola did really well there, because if that ball sticks in Eddie Benarous, he goes another 10 metres after that ball was knocked backwards from one Imhoff. It's a dangerous situation.
There's broadcast pictures here from French television, and no doubt very proud of the new stadium here in Lyon, which we're a great shot of there. 59,000 capacity. It will be used, of course, in the football tournament this summer.
My back shouting for knock-ons and stuff. If I hear somebody shouting for something, I'll just be pulling the penalty. Okay? It's your side at the moment, but just let your side know as well.
Just confirmation there from Nigel Owens that he has gone.
Probably
Next
more to do
one,
with your backs than your winger.
He's going to get possibly a card. They set themselves for this scrum. Don't forget, live only on Sky Sports. Coming up, the England-Wales International at Twickenham. Make a note for that one. Sky Sports 3, 2:30 on the Sunday afternoon, May 29th. The day after the Pro 12 final. And then Australia against England. First match of the series on June the 11th. Scrum on the turn. And whipped round.
Back five, running round. We are not trying to square.
That penalty levelling up the scrum situation after some early dominance from the French team. Owen Farrell within range, going for it. Striking the ball well, kicking with confidence. And a go again. You know, this is a day where every 3 points counts. It's not a bonus, this could be the difference between winning, losing, maybe even extra time. It's tight.
Do you remember that day in Nantes a couple of years ago when we saw these two sides play in this competition? Owen Farrell was 10 from 10, 10 penalty goals. A majestic kicking performance today. Again, he's unblemished thus far, but this will really stretch him on the angle. In a game of tight margins, this another key moment, and Farrell is up to it.
Heck of a kick there from Owen Farrell. Dad Andy smiling and with every reason there. And that's a really useful kick psychologically. Just as Racing get within 3 points, Owen Farrell goes and drives that difference back to 6 points again, just keeps them at arm's length.
Carter restarts. Worked hard for these points, Saracens. And as we all know, when they get their noses in front, they're a hard team to reel back in. But this Champions Cup final need to be a long, long way in front before they count the chickens at this stage of this competition. They're in a good place. So too was Alex Good. Dula. It's got a nice little swerve on this. Oh, it's beautiful. That's one to the far corner and now one to this near side from Duran in this first half. Right out of the top draw.
Conditions haven't been ideal for handling, but for kicking, we've seen two moments of near genius. That ball off the left foot there was absolutely majestic there from Doolan, who's been very strong in the air. There hasn't been a better player on the pitch in this first 40 minutes than the Racing full-back. Saracens, they just make sure they take this ball and get it off the park. No slip-ups.
Rhodes with that 6'6" springy frame. Back to Wigglesworth, and Saracens lead at half-time. Who will be the new name on the trophy? At the moment, it's the English team who have the advantage, and if they can hold that for the next 40 minutes, they will be champions of Europe for the first time. And thanks, Alex. At the moment, Farrell in front in the contest against Carter, but of course it's not just all about that. As you say, Saracens holding their discipline and putting themselves in this terrific position to become the fifth English team to win this crown. Leicester, Bath, Northampton Wasps. No English team has won it though since 2007. It's been a long, long wait.
Saracens started their campaign this year at home to Toulouse. They played brilliant attacking rugby. I wonder in the second half with Figallo on the bench, with Jamie George on the bench, whether they'll try and conclude it by tightening it up and playing the percentages. Winning big tournaments, it's about winning rugby in all sorts of ways. Saracens, they've got 40 minutes to show they can do just that.
When Farrell gets this second half underway, to the heavens. Dark clouds have disappeared. For now, let's hope for good. Nice convincing from Phillips. And Saracens. He's going to be out for 6 weeks when he got that knee injury right on the line of recovery. Hasn't looked an injured party. He's carried it well. Just carrying well. So this is what to do with rotations more and more. Itoje. Around the room, being thrown on the wrong side. The most turnovers in the tournament going into the final. French international open side, and one knock on from Phillips. No, says the referee. Phillips goes on. Thocco. Saracens. At their disrupted best at the last breakdown, but not this one. As Nigel Owens gives Saracens the penalty.
Saracens will be relieved. The last breakdown, the English team just didn't have the numbers there, and Racing drove them off it and effected a fantastic turnaround. Itoje placed the ball, there just wasn't enough men there, and they were straight through, and Phillips right into the heart of Saracens.
Looks like Remy Tallez is coming on. Here he is. And Dan Carter, who's been carrying these injuries, leg problems, hasn't looked at his best in this final. And he leaves us to be replaced in the match that really came to Europe for, to be involved in this occasion.
Okay, time out. Time out.
Let me tell us on. Dan Carter has an effect on the team that you can't always see because of his understanding of how to win games and his confidence. But when you're not right and when you can't perform, you have to get off the pitch. And Tallez is a classy operator as a replacement.
Jackson Ray, you can see him there on the ball as he feeds to Wigglesworth. He's on. That's a blood injury we're hearing. That is.
He was to the side of the ball, no interference whatsoever. He was
Richard Wigglesworth will be furious there because that was quick ball there, and Mako Vunipola was headed into the territory he loves to charge into. Really good ball. Brad Barrett's had a powerful game today, both defensively and just carrying the gain line. Unfussy. And there's the little knock on from Wigglesworth. And Vunipola was coming at a fair old pace.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
A little unlucky there, Wigglesworth, but Saracens in the first half, and it seemed to go Ashton last. Now Racing without Machino and Carter. Machino was the man of the match against Saracens in the quarter-final last year, ended up on the losing side. Carter, his half-back partner, both of them leaving this final injured.
Well, if this game is going to be about territory, squeezing mistakes from the opposition, Bryce Doolan, they have the star man. He was the kicking king for Racing in the first half, and he's a danger, a real danger with boot and ball in hand to Saracens.
The match of the quarter-final going for too long. Wigglesworth. Up comes Doolan. Claims and gets the offload in as well. Phillips. Thocco. Phillips again. Van der Merwe.
What a turnover, Fraser.
For Saracens, Wigglesworth. That is right in the corner. Alain Doolan.
That's a good piece of play, as you've seen from Saracens in this final. The turnover was tremendous, and that is why Richard Wigglesworth is one of the most influential scrum halves in European club rugby. Picked his spot and drilled it down there. And this is the sort of place where Itoje might well fancy trying to get in front of his man.
Cruz as well, and Sarzeski, the man who threw it in. He's the man who has to try and clean it up, and Saracens drive him out to make the most of Wigglesworth's kick.
A turnover, a brilliant kick, and then Saracens snapping at the heels, the torso, the arms, the everything of Racing Metro. They've given themselves a fantastic position now.
Can they turn in the attacking piece of play here to provide a turning point in the match? Well, it needed to be secured at the line out. It wasn't, but Phillips is charged down. The danger's still not over quite for Racing. Might be Malba. Phillips. Houston was back there. Cruz showing his influence.
Let's quicken this up a little bit.
He's never going to be Aaron Smith, Richard Wigglesworth, but boy, he is playing a smart game. Cookie sharp.
It's to Rhodes. Wigglesworth back very quickly in midfield. Racing. There's no options there. Doors closed for the Saracen scrum half. Jackson Ray tries a replacement now in a final. Was in 2014. Back in that corner. Nicely done by Owen Farrell.
And they're making that corner look a little bit like a graveyard at the moment. Saracens are determined just to keep playing there, and they are waiting for Racing to make the error, or they're going to force it themselves. Another super percentage play there from Farrell.
They nearly got to Racing last time in exactly this position. Charteris, it's back to Sarzeski once more, and again Saracens try and bundle him out, but now they've got the turnover. Makavunapola, his brother off the field at the moment. In goes Duplessis, also Brits. Makavunapola again. And Fraser does well. Wigglesworth back to Farrell. Wiles waits. Farrell smashed both sides. And round offside the call. Racing, I think, were trying to indicate to the referee. A bit nervous about doing so. There could have been a knock-on. Well, so he's gone across to Nigel Owens, who's trying to show that to the referee. He's already warned the players for that kind of verbal intervention. As the ball comes out, Sarzeski is deemed to be offside.
Richard Wigglesworth's foot is hanging like the sword of Damocles, about 9 inches off the ground there. Ball is beneath it. It's an interesting call, and a potentially crucial one, because 15-6 is a very tidy lead at this stage of the European Champions Cup final.
Well, you can hear what the predominantly home crowd think about it. This creates daylight, and Sarcescu knows it. Farrell straight through. It is 15-6. The half-time lead has just got a little bit better.
Farrell going very well, and there's not going to be a Dan Carter on the other side to stop Saracens at the moment.
I meant the ball was played to the side.
Fascinated to know, Johnny, Dan Carter didn't look fit from the start of it. Superstar like that in the Racing ranks. Who made the decision for him to play? Does he say I play, or has the club said you're playing, mate?
Hands away! Stay. Get up. Fine, stay there. Get your leg away. Stay out.
Johnny, and the walking off the field of Carter has to have a deflating effect on Racing. Well, you wouldn't know it here as they look to get themselves going, but Phillips can't control, and they do need to get themselves going, because if Saracens keep having periods of pressure like they've just had, they are one of the best, if not the best, in Europe, taking advantage of those territorial situations. Marseille, well, he's certainly up for the fight.
Well, Nigel Owens wondered about a high tackle there.
Not that. I need to see the tackle by Black 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's the right arm that swings again, and then the left shoulder comes round afterwards. It didn't look much, but he's a marked man now. Jamie George on, that is a big call. George for
Nigel,
Brits
I've
again.
asked for the pictures, we'll just have to wait.
Okay, tell them to bring the pictures. We've got sequence, we're on
Owen
stop
Farrell
anyway,
just
okay?
back from a 2-week ban for the
Yeah, I
challenge
wasn't
in
sure,
the
so I'm checking
semi-final.
because we're on
It
stop.
doesn't mean I have a coconut, they can take my head.
There goes the right arm. It's low. That is nothing.
He's trying to dislodge the ball.
Well, the other thing, Miles,
The initial
the left
contact
arm's
is on
there.
the shoulder, but then it does come up around the neck. Am I correct?
The initial contact is just higher than the shoulder.
The initial contact is on the shoulder, but then it does come up around the neck. Am I correct?
Yes.
Initial contact is just on the shoulder, but you do land up high around the neck, so it's a tight tackle and nothing more, okay? Keep the tackle down, please.
Well, I'm not sure Owen Farrell agrees with that, but rightly doesn't let his own view cloud the issue. He'll be quite relieved in some respects that it's not led to anything more.
Well, I've been very critical of Farrell's tackling this season, but I think he was very unlucky there.
Well, a critical back kick as well, because it's wasting a golden opportunity to throw into the line-out. Wiles clears. Still one or two alarm bells here at the Saracens, but if they deal with this, which they do, in the shape of Wigglesworth, they've got over that very nicely.
Calm as you like, isn't he, Richard Wigglesworth at the moment?
Let's go!
Tales. Let's go big game line. And Scott. Charters for Stade in the tournament. Total Cruz of Scott says magnificent combination. Just for the country as well. As George throws in. For the Poland now, Farrell has to be on the end of the tackle. It might have hurt Tales as well. He's made it pretty strong stuff, is Owen Farrell. Lyon being shifted around. Hatchfield was always gathering himself further quick into Farrell. Now there's that late challenge. We might want to have a look at that. He's had to wave it off. Nigel Owens is happy at the moment.
Farrell's on his feet again and he's ready for the kick.
Closer look, oh, that's through the hands. Chance for Cruz. Mike Phillips steadies himself. Racing needs steadying here.
Stop.
They're looking a little bit rattled.
Time out.
The home verdict was that Owen Farrell milked it.
Timing right or wrong, if I think we should check it.
We'll go and check it. Look, Simon. Time out. Simon?
Yes, Nigel.
Have a check. My initial thought is that he was okay, he was committed, but Leighton's asked me to make a check, okay? So have a look for me, please.
We'll review it now.
I thought it was okay, but the ARs has asked me to check, so I'm going to check once we're on stop.
Very happy to hear the assistant referee saying check. It's when players demand the check.
Okay, Nigel, here it is.
Here we go.
Play on, okay, Simon?
Yes.
Play on. Line out.
Nothing.
Play on. Has he gone? Where's the line out, Leith? Where's the line out? There? Time out. Has he gone?
So play on the call.
Time on.
No great change of direction by Laurie. Farrell in the end. Quickly up. Michael Rhodes is left the field for behavioural assessment. We've got Billy Vunipola back on. There he is, so Ray stays out there. And he was missed out there as it falls for Duncan Taylor. Wigglesworth. Farrell ships it on to Good. She's that sidestep very well again. Just deep to see. Farrell. Barrett. Might be a bit of space being worked here. Good carry from Taylor. Wigglesworth. As Jamie George takes the impact from Dumoulin.
Now we're just starting to see Saracens' shape here.
Farrell was thinking about a drop goal. Yes, they're playing the game they want to play now. Barrett. They've not had this second half exclusively Saracens, but almost so. Miles Rocafocco going back. And a little push from Taylor. Didn't have the ball at the time, Rocafocco. And Nigel Owens gives the penalty.
That's very frustrating for Saracens. I can't see Johnny Wilkinson wherever he is down on the touchline, but I can imagine he's got a little smile at some of these little dinks into the corner. Excruciating for Racing. They've got off the hook there, but some really exquisite kicking from the half-backs. Even Wiles getting involved. There's a left winger kicking like that as well. It's very clever. That's frustrating, isn't it? Taylor didn't need to do that. Didn't need to do that.
Yeah, the pressure is all on Mokokoko. To Moulin down now. There's Will Fraser, who's worked tirelessly again in the Saracens back row. Starting to get his rewards now.
Well, there you can see 3/4 of this territory now. The second half is down in the Racing half. Saracens have territorial control. They have control points. Will Greenwood with Wigglesworth and Farrell there. Are they taking control of this entire final, mate?
And Moulin now is injured, so they've lost 9, 10 and 12. Racing.
Control at the line out. Saracens just started to exercise control in this match.
Mokokoko was warned by referee Nigel Owens is in line with him there to stay onside. He did, but he lost vital ground in the chase for the ball. Chavancy has returned to action then for Racing to replace Moulin. Like Sarzewski, he's not had any rugby since his injury going into this final, but he was put on the bench. And now he's trying to turn it around along with his skipper. They are in an increasingly big hole here, the French team. Back to that corner that Saracens love, but this time it's just slightly overdone.
It's been nigh on immaculate, the tactical kicking in this second half. We're not seeing Ash the Splash and Good in the open spaces at the moment, but they're just trying to squeeze the life out of Racing at the moment with a 9-point lead. They know that any sort of score gives them a very big lead in the context of this final.
Over the top it goes from Sarzewski. Chavancy gets his first touch. Phillips. Lorraine. It won't change though with the Racing score. The atmosphere certainly would. Saracens know that. Instruction to roll away.
If I was Sarzewski, I would say to Hooson, go for goal here, get it within 7 points, get us within a converted try of winning the European Cup. No, go for the corner.
It's not the Hooson, but not off the kicking tee.
Does kick well, doesn't he, this South African? Splendid kick.
Maybe Sarzewski thought to not just change the scoreboard, but the atmosphere as well.
It's bold call from the captain.
He knows Hooson can make it from there almost easily.
He has changed the atmosphere. The crowd have got right behind the Parisians.
Marseille. Twice already with Toulon. Good driving into the heart of this Saracens defence. Van der Merwe. Phillips.
Oh, door slams.
Zazewski. What a useful carry. It's got them going again. Got the crowd going again. Coming through the side, no, referee quite happy. Zazewski calling on all his strength here. As a player, as a leader. Phillips again forced to check. Crossfield kick, Ashton will watch it and deal with it. Lyon not happy.
Another option.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, they've got another option now. A very easy 3 points to get them within 7. And, yep, captain decides it's a matter of percentages and say, let's get within 6 points. I thought Paul O'Connell watching down there would have thought of Munster teams who just incrementally eked their way back into it. That's what they're trying to do. There's the man who did it, Ronan O'Gara, so many times.
Twice a winner of the cup. So it sort of works both ways for Zazewski. He got the crowd going with his decision, and he also gets the 3 points from the boot of Houston. Now Neil de Kock is missing out on this final because of a hamstring injury, but he is on the touchline to talk to our Graham.
Going right again, Owen. So they're behind you, please. Off your feet with this possibility to move. Right. These penalties are mounting now, need to be cut out.
Thanks, Graham. Saw a shot there with Nicky Lorenzetti, the money man behind Racing. He didn't look too confident.
Goosebumps and shivers if you're a Saracens fan as well right now. 18 minutes away, Saracens from being European champions.
Lots of fidgeting from both sides at this stage. It would be the time when Neil de Kock would be coming on to try and close this game out.
Not today though, Miles, not with the way Wigglesworth has played.
Absolutely. Good. It's for territory again. Can't find it this time. Dulin. There's that man Wigglesworth using his left boot to good effect. Phillips. He knew it was coming, but he made good ground. Inside it goes. Dulin. Racing are getting themselves going. That's Marceau. Oh, that's great from the back row man. Fraser and Ray. There's LaRue
trying to come around the fringes at Saracens.
There's him off. Zazewski. As it's fringe and fringe again. Wakathoka. Sets it up to Tamafuna. Great carry. Phillips strides in. Zazewski. Oh, he's felt a piece of Big Billy there. And he kept hold of the ball. And Vunapola's down. Brother Mako is not. Phillips again. So narrow.
Massive numbers Racing are starting to put into every breakdown. Massive numbers.
Charge it through the middle. No way, say Saracens. Tantalisingly close. And they have created the error. That's Saracens' defence.
This is a risky run when you just try and play 5 metres either side of the fringe. And it's not just they're doing it via the likes of Bernard LaRue, they're getting men like him off the field, off his wing, but they're trying to attack there. There's a classic example of exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to get their counter-attackers coming through, but Saracens, with people like Fraser and Billy Vunipola, are standing up and making monstrous hits around those fringes.
Manuel Carrizo comes on for Racing into the second row. And Virgil Lecombe's about to come on to replace Zarzewski. Still talking to his team, the captain, but his replacement is on the touchline. It was his final speech. Those tackles from Saracens, really big ones of late as well. And Zarzewski gets the ovation from the supporters.
Zarzewski gone, Machino gone, Carter gone. There are a lot of leaders off the field now for Racing. So Chris Masoe, once of Toulon, once of New Zealand, will take up the burden, trying to make a 4th winners medal as Carter can only look on.
So important to exit well here.
Just a slip.
Times like this, I think with everybody involved in the club, and we saw Jackie Lorenzetti, Nigel Ray's pumped a fair few pounds into the Saracens club over the years. He loves his sporting memorabilia. How we love the Saracens jersey that says European champions on it.
Just think, Miles, Park Ground in North London, where I used to go and play against an awkward Saracens team, Nevermore. They moved to Watford. Nigel Ray brought in Liner and Pienaar and Seller, and they became the kings of Europe. And now they're coming again, coming very hard. The best team in England over the last 5 years. They're 14 minutes away from being Europe's finest.
And there's a penalty. Which might help them an awful long way towards that.
Because since Graham spoke to Neil de Kock, there's been a lot of pressure coming from Racing. Needed that reprieve there. Farrell could do, just taking a little bit of time and belt this one safely into touch.
Said they were in a better place than they were 2 years ago. Luke de Kock on for Racing. Also for Saracens, we have Juan Figallo replacing Petrus Duplessis at tight head. George throws. First lost line out from the Saracens. No time to good time. Just taking the steam out of Racing. An attempted recovery. Alice Good knocks on. And he was far from happy. But that was a gathering problem. It all went wrong initially at the line out.
I've got my own thoughts, but just seeing Saracens lose a line out, Alex Good lose a ball. Johnny, how valuable would another 3 points be for Saracens? 6 points, how do you feel this lead is at the moment for them?
What problems this side again? closer. Come in a bit closer. The gap is apologies. Get in a bit closer. A bit too far apart. Come in a bit closer, okay? Yeah. Let's hit it up. We keep it up. Come in closer now.
Showed us Racing having what they haven't had for a while. The ball, 93%. Last 10 minutes. Maxwell simply disintegrates. He throws on Stade off it. Pleasing with the system. He accepts with his referee. And that's exactly what happened.
This is where all those bonding sessions in Dubrovnik and New York and a couple of beers come in, because they've got to look at each other in the eye here. Racing are coming pretty hard at them.
Don't change positions after you get the first one.
10 minutes to go, and there is a swing in momentum. It's a clear one. Kelly Brown biting his nails. It is getting very tense.
He was part of the final as a player 2 years ago. The Saracens came up short once the Wilkinson's too long. Simply not good enough, their assessment that day, but in round one this season they've looked pretty good, looked like almost champions-elect. Many people have said it and felt it, and that was Vunipola coming off the back of the scrum, and this is the moment now to seize as Wiles goes on. Saracens look for this score for Gallo. Fresh and new. Ray.
What a carry from Billy Vunipola that was.
Wigglesworth. Farrell has got in his mind, I'm sure, the drop goal. Michael Vunipola. Farrell again on the gain line. Oh, he tried to slip a man through. The gap doesn't quite work. And Racing bring it away. Marceau.
That delayed pass has timed so well all season, and George couldn't quite hold it.
Good from fullback. Goes for the up and under. Couldn't quite get on the end of it. Phillips. Carlos. Oh, that's not great. And Wiles steps in and takes it comfortably. Barrett. One eye on the clock all the time now. Fraser. Wigglesworth nicely gets it away from the attempted charge down. Wiles. What a consistent performer he has been for Saracens over the years. Dulin just gets that away.
Great pressure from Cruz.
Keeps on going, Cruz, doesn't he? Tight to the touchline, and it's good in Chris Ashton, and Racing still in this.
In a parallel universe, 1 minute later, I wonder if Alex Good would have thought, I'll kick this ball. There's George. I think Owen Farrell there absolutely right in his attempted pass. Just not quite on the money.
Back, George. What's the fight in the front?
But I think Alex Good, that ball should have gone either high or back. It was one of the most feeble attempts for a high tackle ever from this crowd when Wiles went around the chest. It's getting pretty desperate.
Cruising again, Ray as well. Saracens have got it. Farrell just checks himself, didn't want to be charged down. Everybody knows now how costly mistakes could be, and the importance of the referee as well, and that's a Saracens decision.
You were also the second, third man going in there with your hands. You weren't the first, and they're off your feet. Immediately you can, yes. Immediately you can.
It's good play from Farrell. He wanted to kick that ball. The avenue was closed down and he didn't try and force it, just step back in, take the tackle. And that's a decent kick. This Saracens pack are not going to be jogging towards the 22 here. Jamie Georges.
Hampton by 9 points in the quarter-final. Lost by 7 in the semi.
Just we talked about Wigglesworth and Farrell, but Vunipola's tackling and some of his carries this half have been immense, crucial.
Always just had enough in this competition this season, Saracens. More than enough in the pull stages. The backs join in with the forwards here, knowing that one more score will be enough.
Oh, what a drive.
Saracens going for it here. They've got a penalty. And Farrell goes high with a crossfield kick. No, it's a free play. Wiles tries to take it. He can't. But now Nigel Owens will put Saracens in a potential winning position.
Farrell has to kick it now. 5 out of 5. It'll be 74 minutes, 57 seconds at the very least. As the clock is stopped now.
It's Nigel Owens quick on that timeout. So often you see man down and the referee not for it at 10-15 seconds. At this stage of the game, it's crucial.
One right to one leg.
Communication there from Maro Itoje. Great jump as well. Nothing that man can do about it now. As he watches his opposite number try and kick Racing 92 out of contention. Saracens closing in.
Off goes Eddie Benarouz. Sometimes catching Vartanov. Russian ball drop forward. And there are some tense supporters on this ground now from both sides, trying to rid himself of any tension. Is this young man, Owen Farrell? He knows that kicking team is the ball that could all but win the Champions Cup for Saracens. They pledge to embrace the occasion. They've certainly done that. They've done the majority of the dictating in this match. And this man has done the majority of the scoring. There it is. Is that the one? Is that the champion kick?
It's as big a kick as he's ever struck in his life, including anything for England that might just be taking Saracens towards European supremacy. 4 minutes from 9 European games, 9 European wins, and the Europeans Champion Cup. 4 minutes away
from being the first side to go through the tournament, winning every game, all the way through to the trophy itself. They are almost there.
And when you think, Miles, Toulouse away so difficult, Ulster at Ravenhill so tough, it's a hell of an achievement if they do it.
More changes. Marcelo Bosch, who kicked that memorable winner against Racing in last season's quarter-final. He's on now. Duncan Taylor.
Mako Vunipola's gone.
Richard Barrington on. Halfbacks going nowhere though. They've been truly magnificent. Clarkson on for Racing. But do they have time?
Stay there, stay there.
Tubbs, Javancy. Oh, it's panicky now, and you can understand why. Saracens have the ball. They have control here. Farrell, another scan, another check to see what the best option was. And there it goes, downfield. And he's chased well too, and he's tackled Ingo's Bosch, Billy Vunipola as well.
They're ravenous.
Saracens all over Racing now. Hands on the opposition. Hands on the trophy too. All set to be the first English winner since 2007. Famed for this defence, well, they've expanded their game way beyond that, and they showed that fully in their pool. But when it gets gritty, when it gets tight in finals, there are few can match them now, and Saracens have proved that they are the best in Europe.
McCall has gone through the pain, and now they are within touching distance of the glory. When they've defended in their own 22, as Duncan Taylor pumps the air, they have defended brilliantly. Billy Vunipola has made some massive tackles. Will Fraser has made tackle after tackle, but when they swept down into the Racing 92-22, the tackles have been just as effective, and that is what has brought the penalties. Farrell has only got 30 seconds to take the kick, he's been told by Nigel Owens. He'll take 29.
10 seconds.
It's the Saracens show. They have turned it on in the final in Lyon,
Time out.
and they're less than a minute away
Okay, time is out.
from one almighty celebration.
Time out. Wait.
Wigglesworth is coming off,
Whoa.
punching the air. They are removed now, the halfbacks, and Etoge as
Time
well.
on.
He just doesn't know what defeat is, Maro Etoge.
And how about that? What an ending to the career of Charlie Hodgson. 50 seconds left, and he's going to be a European champion. Amazing tale.
At the age of 35. Another penalty. Well, there was a time, a brief time in this second half when Racing gathered themselves, but it proved to be their final push for glory. It's been Saracens' dominance in this second period, and Hodgson puts it out.
There's one certainty tonight, it is going to be Champagne Charlie, only on a minute. But what an ending for him, and what a day for Saracens. They have gone from being London's unfashionable club to Europe's finest club. They are the champions of Europe.
What a season. Chance to go for a double as well, but today it's all about Europe. They're there. Defeated 2 years ago, but not here. Not good enough then, but certainly good enough now. From the first weekend of this season's competition, they look like champions in the making, and that's exactly what Saracens are. European champions for the first time.
Saracens have a sense, and I think they engender it, that outside their own little world, nobody likes them. They'll be saying now, and we don't care. Saracens have got in tight. They have licked their wounds after years of European disappointment, and they have been quite simply magnificent. Their ball control, their territorial control, their will to win was exceptional. But this one, in the end, you can talk about the half-backs and their tactical control. You can talk about their defence, but it's about the will to win. Mark McCall installed that into this team. Simply, they are better than any team in Europe because they want it more.
In Cardiff, Toulon and Johnny Wilkinson had too much. But in Lyon, Racing and Dan Carter, who limped out of this final, could not overcome these Saracens, who take their place in European rugby history. And Owen Farrell, we talked about that game between these two when he scored 10 penalty goals as part of the story, the evolving story of Saracens moving towards this moment now. And Jacques Berger, such a part of the story. He's retired now, but he celebrates with his teammates, or just his mates, because that's what the family of Saracens have proved themselves to be over the years. A tight-knit group that has managed to evolve, managed to learn. Semi-finalists back in 2008, and then the serious assault. The quarter-final in 2012, the semi-final in 2013, runner-up 2 years ago. Semi-finalists last season when they came so close against Clermont in France. But now, against a French team on French soil, Saracens have made it. And just look at those faces. Graham.
Mauro, congratulations. First of all, you're the man of the match, obviously, and you won. UK has been waiting for 9 years to finally win a European Championship. You're really young. How does it feel? L'Angleterre a attendu depuis 2007 pour enfin retrouver le goût de la victoire. Vous êtes l'homme du match. Comment est-ce que vous vous sentez?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. You know, this team has been building for 7 years for this moment. And for this moment to finally come, it's taken a lot of hard work, taken a lot of sacrifice. But we've done it. We're here now. We're the champions.
Thank you. Alors évidemment, ça a été très long parce que ça fait 7 ans que les Saracens construisent cette victoire. Ils ont attendu énormément pour arriver aujourd'hui à ce titre et ils en sont très fiers. Thank you so much, Mauro.
Fantastic. A lot of images on a day like this. And there's a prime one, the trophy itself, but a couple there as the lads were talking. Dan Carter with a losing medal in the final. Rare sight. I think smile of the day, well, that has to go to Andy Farrell. But Saracens, as Johnny and Paul and Will were saying, they don't want this to be the end for this group. And surely, given the age profile of the squad, it won't be. There is so much more to come, not least a chance for the double this season, which Billy Vunipola immediately alluded to in his interview with Graham, which is typical of the club. But what a lovely staging post this is, as this set of players deliver the trophy that this club has been striving for and moving closer to for some time now.
Putting together a real grip at the moment. They're the current champions of England from last season. They are the new champions of Europe. They could yet be champions of England again. It's astonishing.
The club that brings the Champions Cup back to England for the first time in 9 years. The club that has never had any limit to its ambitions becomes the champions of Europe for the first time, pushing the boundaries and lifting the trophies. This is the one they've always wanted. Great scenes. Of course, there is the other side of things, the hurt, harassing. But they are a work in progress, new ground to look forward to. They are going places. Don't worry about them. And Mark McCall, above all others, says it's about the players, but a word about the boss, Stuart.
Mark McCall is one of those coaches nobody really talks about, but he's done a fantastic job. Brendan Fenter laid the foundations. He's been the architect that has come up and has built something fantastic. I feel Will was absolutely right when he said this was old school Saracens today. It wasn't the day to do the fancy stuff, but it's there, and it might be next week against Leicester in a Premiership semi-final. It might be in a final, but there's a lot more to Saracens than today. But the essence of Saracens was that will to win, and that's what took them all the way. Unforgettable effort.
What a building reputation they've had, and they have built it to the position where others now will respect them as the champions. Saracens, what a season. It still isn't finished for them yet.